I almost forgot to record a Movie Fridays episode this week. It's, you do realize that it is the week of the Oscars, right? The biggest award show in all of Hollywood, and it's the award show that always seems to get itself into a boiling pot of controversy and many people going, why isn't this film nominated for an Academy Award? It's one of these situations that makes me wonder, how does this get away with so much crap? That literally today, I want this week's subject, to be a part of Movie Fridays. I will bring you guys, of course, a movie for next week's Movie Fridays, but I just want to talk about the Oscars and get my opinions out of the way, and talk about just what I think overall of those said award shows. They're over-glorified. They're too big, they're too massive, and sometimes they think they're as popular as the Super Bowl. Seriously, did you see last year's show? It went into overtime like it was the Super Bowl. This year, pretty much with the Oscars, it's pretty much the biggest award show that gives the movies their time to shine. Any movies that's been released last year, they're given their time to shine. And for those that won their award, and of course the crowning award for Best Picture, they're shown up on the big screen, or up on pay-per-view, or HBO, or wherever they want to play, so that people can have the chance to view it, and see whether or not it was worth the award or not. And, of course, I always have to wonder with a lot of these, picture grabs, whether or not it is worth it. Some of the movies that were picked for these, I could have picked some alternative choices for these. And even some of them that were in the same category, I could have chosen. Or at least some of them that weren't, I could have grabbed and had for Best Picture. But even then, I forget who I was going with this. You get my idea. The Academy Awards is a bizarre show. And pretty much, if you've seen the episode Adam Ruins Hollywood from Adam Ruins Everything, pretty much you know how this show runs. Not Adam Ruins Everything, the Oscars. They're not put into the show, they're bought. They're bought their way into the Oscars. It's, like I said, this show is in a boiling pot of controversy. Many people got their knickers in a proverbial twist over two films that didn't get nominated for animated feature. One time in 2015 for the Lego Movie, and the other one being this year's film, Your Name, from Japan, which is being released this year by Funimation Films, which I look forward to that one. I actually want to see that, which may be a review down the line. But, there are some movies that I don't think really are worthy of their Oscars, and some that I think really, that I wonder, why? Why do they even run the Oscars this way? Why is it this? Why is it that? I don't get all of this. And pretty much you can understand this pretty much if you check out John Paula's videos on the Oscars. And I know this has gone a little bit overboard by me just complaining about just what happened in the past few years, but this is a pretty serious award show. And many people may not, know this, especially if you're watching this internationally. But it's a pretty serious thing that happens every so often. And sometimes it can even affect, movie channels. I mean, pretty much HDNet Movies right now is in, an Oscar, craze. And they're playing non-stop Oscar buzz films. Films that have been nominated. Films that have won Oscars. Even Turner Classic Movies, for instance, has, their annual 31 Days of Oscars marathon. This year's the A to Z marathon, where they're playing all the films that have either been nominated or won the Academy Awards in alphabetical order. Bizarre, I know, but kinda interesting. One thing I hope, at least by the end of this year's Academy Awards, is that there is some worth of films that will be released that at least I can watch. Because at least the selection we have this time around are at least films I'm familiar with. Last year, I wasn't even familiar with the damn movies. I mean, last year's film was Spotlight. And I was only familiar with Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, Revenant, and Bridge of Spies. Nothing else. And the film that won was... And the film that won had 2 Academy Awards. Just 2. Are you kidding me? Spotlight was fine for just one viewing, but I don't know whether or not I'll go back to that one ever again. And I feel like the Oscars basically treat animated features like it's a joke. And I can't do animated features justice, so you're gonna have to take a look in the link in the description below to a Saberspark video, just so I can prove to you guys my point, is that animated features are really a fine piece of art. It's really, really worth it. The only reason this category was created, and I've explained this before in a movie review, is that it was because Beauty and the Beast was the first film to be nominated for Best Animated Feature. Best Picture, same year as Silence of the Lambs. And to make sure that this thing doesn't happen again, they winded up doing the same thing in 2001 when it... Make sure that it didn't happen again, 2001, they introduced the animated feature category. And of course, they struck again with Up and Toy Story 3. But I'm getting carried away here. I mean, obviously, you're probably just going to take a look at the Adam Ruins Hollywood bit about how movie studios just buy their way into the Oscars, saying, I can't do the skit here, but It's pretty much... This is the reason why One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest should win Best Animated Feature. This is why Jack Nicholson should be Best Actor. Why the actress, why Louise Fletcher should be Best Actress. And why the Best Adapted Screenplay should go to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. You get why it's like this. It's pretty much a boiling pot with the Oscars, and many people, they just wait until, like, the results come in. By the way, I'm the same with it, but sometimes I tune in just to see the glitz and glam, and just to see what it's like. At least part of the way, just to get my 2 cents out of the way for this year's results. I'm happy that there's at least the movies this year that I'm familiar with. And even some of the animated features that I at least know now. Like Kubo, I'm interested in. I'll do a review on that one sometime later. Moana, very wonderful. Zootopia, fantastic. The only ones I don't seem to be familiar with is the Red Turtle and My Life as a Zucchini. I don't know how those ones got past me. Maybe they were just a bit bizarre, and I'm just not familiar with them, so that's kind of why I passed them. But I heard Studio Ghibli did that one, so I don't know, might need to take a look at that one sometime later. But the Best Picture winner for that one will be, at least the Best Picture nominees are Moonlight, Manchester by the Sea, Lion, Hidden Figures, Hell or High Water, Hacksaw Ridge, Arrival, Fences, and La La Land. Sometime within the next week or so, depending if I'm not reviewing Kubo the Two Strings next week, I might take a look at the Best Picture winner. However, if the Best Picture winner is La La Land, I'm not going to take a look at it again because I already saw that movie and I did a review of it. There's no need for me to do another review of it just for this Movie Fridays review. I think the ones I'm interested in is either Lion, Hidden Figures, or Hell or High Water. But we'll see how the results turn out to be in the up-and-coming days. We'll find out February 26th, and you'll see the results sometime within February 3rd. So, the Oscars. What do you think about it? Do you hate the boiling pot of controversy? And what, in your own personal opinions, do you think is the best picture for you? Whatever your thoughts are, comment below and let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click on the channel name if you want to see more. And as always, I'm the Ferb Guy, and I'll see you guys, at least next week, for the next movie. Hoping that it's not La La Land as Best Picture. If it is, then congrats if I wind up predicting that La La Land's the Best Picture.